Hello! Welcome to the All or One channel. I'm astrologer and coach Kelley Rosano, and this is Leo 2012 Year Ahead Astrology Forecast. Well, Leo, you start off the year with Venus in the 7th house of marriage and partnership. This is a really good place to have Venus. And starting off 2012 with the goddess of love and beauty in your 7th house of partnership speaks really well for improving relationships, or perhaps bringing a new woman into your life. Or if you're a woman, improving relationships that you're already in. Partnerships you're in, people you work with, people you partner with, people you consult with. It's a very good place to have Venus. Now, Jupiter, the planet of abundance and opportunity and expansion and wealth, has been at the top of your chart since June of 2011. However, he's been retrograde, and when a planet's retrograde, we don't necessarily feel his benefits. It's kind of like, oh, the planet went to sleep. It's like, wake up, Jupiter. Well, Jupiter woke up on Christmas. And you know, it's interesting because Santa Claus is Jupiter, and having Jupiter go direct on Christmas is a really good sign for Leos and all of us, but especially you, because Leo, you have Jupiter at the top of your chart in the 10th house of destiny, reputation, profession, what you do in the world. And having Jupiter in the 10th house is, you couldn't have a better place for him. And he won't be back again for another 12 years. So you really want to take advantage of Jupiter in the 10th house. Think about, okay, how can you expand your business? How can you expand your network? How can you expand your reputation in the world, your profession? How can you move up in your career? With Jupiter at the top of the chart for the first 6 months of 2012, you're really going to be focusing your energy in this part of your life, in the career, in what you do in the world, your reputation in the world, because you can really gain a lot of reward in 2012 in regards to your career and your work and your profession and what you're doing, and it's so exciting. Now Mars, the planet of action and drive, Mars is, you know, what gets us out of bed in the morning. Mars is what gets us out the door. Mars is in an area of your chart that has to do with your talent and your ability, your earning ability, what you love and value, your inner resources, your outer resources, where you invest your money, your sense of self-worth, self-respect, and appreciation. Having Venus in the income house, you're going to want to cut back on things that you don't need. You want to cut expenses, but you're also willing to hustle for your work. With Mars in the 2nd house, this part of your chart, and he's going to be in there for 9 months because he goes retrograde January 23rd through April 13th. And when Mars is retrograde, again, the planet is asleep. So you're going to be going back over things, and you may be going over your income, you may be going over your expenses, you may be going over who appreciates you, and you will be cutting away. Mars loves to cut away the fat, cut away what no longer serves us. And so having Mars in this part of your chart, in this area of your life, you want to cut away the fat, cut away those that don't appreciate you, those that aren't respecting you, and you really want to, take the initiative and go after what you want, because you've got Jupiter at the top of the chart, and you want to take advantage of that. And so you want to hustle for things. Don't wait for things to come to you. Take the initiative. Go after what you want. 2012 is a year to go after what you want. And Leos love to do that. You're the hunters, and you love to go out there and make things happen. So 2012 is your year to do that. Now, Neptune has been not giving you such a good time. Neptune has been in a part of your chart that has to do with relationships, and it's been in there since 1998, which means you've been on an Alice in Wonderland ride with relationships for a really long time, and having to deal with a lot of past life karma in relationships, or karmic relationships, or having to deal with people that don't walk their talk. They they show up, and they can, sometimes Neptune can bring in people that have alcohol problems or drug problems or financial problems, or they're married and they don't tell you they're married, this is coming to an end. And Neptune is moving out of this part of your chart on February 3rd, and this is great for you because now you're going to have a clarity when it comes to other people and what they're presenting themselves to you as. And it's going to be easier to understand who they are and what they're really about, and so that you are not getting caught up in things that don't serve you. So, Neptune represents our highest ideals, the ideal marriage partner for Leo, the ideal living location for Leo, the ideal job for Leo. The challenge is Neptune doesn't show us how to get there. That's Saturn's job. Saturn shows us step by step how to achieve our goals. So Neptune's been very fuzzy in this area for you of relationships, and very confusing. And wherever Neptune is where we can be fooled, where we have to make sacrifices, And so Neptune is moving into the 8th house, and the 8th house is a very deep house. It has to do with other people's money, other people's resources. It has to do with trust. Who do I trust? And if you trust yourself, then you can trust others. And so any joint finances you have with your husband or your wife or your business partner, you really want to get clear here, because you've just finished the experience of partnerships in the world with people, relationships, and now Neptune is moving into a part of your chart that has to do with joint finances, joint resources. So if anybody comes along with, I've got a great marketing plan here, give me $5,000 and you can have, remember, it's never what people say, it's always what they do. It's never the talk, it's always the walk. And if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is, Leo. So don't rush into any kind of financial investments with people that are presenting themselves as, this wonderful resource to you, until you read the fine print, until you really do your homework here, and you really check out who these people are, what you're investing in. As long as you do that, you'll be fine. You'll be great. And you won't get yourself into something that you don't need to be in. Okay, so Jupiter at the top of the chart in the 10th house moves into the 11th house, and with Venus in the 11th house, and the 11th house is the money of the organization that you work for. It's the money of the company you work for, or it's the money of the business you own. Venus goes into the 11th house on April 4th, and she's going to stay till August 7th because she's going to retrograde in there. Jupiter joins her on June 12th. So you are going to see a serious, significant increase in your income this year, Leo, because you have Venus, the goddess of love and money, Jupiter, the god of expansion and wealth and money, power couple coming together in the money house of your business, the money house of your organization. So you, Leo, you deserve this. You are going to see a significant increase in your income this year, and that's why you want to be really careful with Neptune in the 8th house, because your light is going to shine brightly in 2012, and people are going to come around and want to be part of it, and oh boy, they're going to make some offers. And just remember, it's never what they say, it's always what they do. It's never the talk, it's always the walk, and if the talk matches the walk, okay, check it out. If not, that's who they are. They just showed you. So Leo, you have Jupiter. When Jupiter's in the 10th house, and we don't always see the money and the benefit when he's in the 10th, but the minute he leaves into the 11th, bam, it all starts flowing in. So you could be seeing it now, but I'm just saying the gravy train is coming second half of 2012. Get ready. You are in prime position for a significant increase in income. The 11th house is hopes, wishes, and dreams, and friends and networking. This means you're going to be attracting good friends to you, good groups to you that you can be with, join up with, merge with. And you do want to, I know Leo, can be very autonomous and very independent, but no one is an island to themselves. We all are part of groups, and you want to fit yourself in with the right people in the right groups, because that's where you're going to shine. It's like being a Beatle. You want to be part of the Beatles, and so you want to find your other Beatles and join the group and join the band, because Leo, you're a rock star and you want to be part of the band. And the solar eclipse on May 20th takes place in your 11th house, and the 11th house is where Venus and Jupiter are. So everything's being lit up in that 11th house. So you are, as you rise up in 2012, you're taking others with you. And this is a good thing. And so your friends can really help you, and you can really help your friends. And that's what it's about, helping each other. You see, that's what it's about. And then there's an eclipse in the 5th house on June 4th, a 14-degree Sagittarius lunar eclipse in the 5th house, having to do with love affairs, having to do with children and creativity, and maybe you are, in a great relationship, but you're really focused on your career this year. You're really focused in that top part of the chart, the 10th house, what you're doing in the world, your profession. So I really see the 5th house being activated, not so much with love affairs or romance, but business partnerships and business relationships and your creativity, because you're taking that creativity out into the world. And let's see, so we talked about Venus and Jupiter in the 11th, the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse in the 5th. Then there is Saturn in the 3rd. Now Saturn's been in your 3rd house for the last 2.5 years. Saturn in the 3rd house has to do with driving around in the community a lot, driving all over the place in a 100-mile radius, short distance travel. It has to do with how you write, how you speak to others, how you communicate to others. Wherever Saturn is where we're being called to task. I think of Saturn as the great mother, the great cosmic mother. She's the one that says, did you brush your teeth? Well, okay, did you floss? She's the one that gets in our face and says, what are you doing? Are you in your integrity? Are you fulfilling your agreements with others? And Saturn's been in your 3rd house of day-to-day communication, writing, speaking, teaching. So you've really been stepping up your communication abilities and your speaking abilities and taking that out into the world, taking that out over the internet. Perhaps you're doing communications through podcasting or radio, television. You're out there teaching, long distance travel, you're networking with people all over the planet, and you're taking it to the next level. So you're going to be highly focused on your work and your communications into the world through the end of 2012. Then Saturn goes into the 4th house, the foundation of the chart, the foundation of your life. And this is really great because Saturn in this part of your chart is anchoring you and grounding you so that you can do more in the world. We can't be out in the world if we don't have a strong foundation. If we're not strong within self, then how can we be strong out in the world? So Saturn is saying, hey, look at the family, look at the foundation. What do you need to do to feel strong within self so that you can be strong within the world? Then there is an eclipse, a solar eclipse on November 13th, Scorpio solar eclipse, first one of 2012, in that 4th house following Saturn. Saturn goes in on October 5th, then the eclipse goes in on November 13th, lighting up that 4th house. You may move by the end of the year. You may move, and it'll be a good move because you've got so much going on out in the world that you need to move so that you can be closer to your work or be closer to the people that you're working with. This is really exciting. And then the final eclipse, November 28th at 6 degrees Gemini in the Gemini Sag series, takes place back in that 11th house where you put the finishing touches on things in the 11th house, having to do with your friends and your groups. So by the end of the year, you really are in you have new friendships, you have new groups you're involved with, your work is really taking you to a new level, really taking you out over the internet, or into connecting with light workers and light bearers throughout the world, connecting with really good friends, and it's very exciting for you, Leo. This is a great year for you. Now, I have to talk about Pluto and Uranus. Pluto represents power and transformation, and Uranus is in your 9th house of communication over the internet, long distance travel. It's the house of God in Aries. Uranus is in Aries in your 9th house, squaring Pluto. So there may be some changes in your lifestyle. There may be changes having to do with work, how you work, the people you work with, because these two are going at it in 2012, and they're going to be going at it through 2013, 2014, into 2015. And that's because everything's out of balance. The world is out of balance. The environment's out of balance. The government's broken. You know, I don't need to tell you, you know. And so we need to bring the balance back. We need to bring the balance back to our lives and to how we live. And Pluto and Uranus are going to help us do that. But first, they square off with each other. And so there's two important dates here that you need to pay attention to. One is June 24th, and the second one is September 19th. At that time, things are going to really heat up. So things could explode at work. Things could explode where you've just had enough with certain people. They say they're going to do something, or you know, there could be even some betrayal going on in the background. You know, you're just not going to have it. So, you know, anything that ends at this time, it's for your highest good. Any relationships you need to clean up at work, it's for your highest good. The planets only take what's obsolete. They never take what you need for your life path destiny, for your soul evolution, for your highest good. They only take what's not working. And there's so much that's not working, that's why so much is crumbling. However, I really believe that we're going to have a breakthrough year in 2012, and that things are going to start to turn around for all of us. And Pluto and Uranus are going to help us do that, because we can't fix what we don't acknowledge. If we don't acknowledge it's broken, how are we going to fix it? So, you know, just keep that in mind. And you have so much good stuff going on in the 10th house of career and work and what you do in the world. And your hopes, wishes, and dreams coming true in that 11th house with new great friends and groups you're a part of, and money coming in for you and income coming in for you. So you just focus on that part and allow things to unfold the way they need to. Okay, Leo, until next time. If you're interested in getting a detailed look at your personal transits, your personal astrology, email me at Kelley@KelleyRosano.com. Until then, until our next time together, keep looking up.